Welcome back. Day 27 of the government shutdown, and it's about to get real for tens of millions of Americans as food stamp benefits from the SNAP program end on Saturday. Now, Speaker Johnson today calling out Democrats.
Am I going to starve my constituents or am I going to appease the Marxists? That is their actual calculation.
Nearly 42 million Americans, that's about 12% of the population, got SNAP benefits last year. The program stretches from coast to coast, and the loss of benefits hits both red and blue states. You can see on this map the states receiving the most in SNAP benefits. It's states like New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. Throughout the South and along up through Pennsylvania and New York. Some of the lowest states when it comes to percentage of the population on SNAP would be those in green, Kansas, Arkansas, or those in gray, Washington and Texas. Now, tomorrow, Vice President Vance will meet with GOP senators on Capitol Hill to try and end this shutdown. But ahead of that, joining me here in Dallas is the Secretary of Agriculture, whose department oversees, by the way, SNAP benefits. It is Brooke Rollins. Secretary, great to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So tell me the future of this SNAP. This seems like a big political liability to have it expire on Saturday.
Well, here's the thing. Listen, we're on what day? The longest shutdown in American history, -1, which was first Trump. I think we're at 25, 26 days. This has been a Democrat Schumer shutdown from day one. The Republicans have only wanted a clean resolution, which means that we keep the government open. We wait to negotiate illegal benefits, illegal health care benefits for our illegal aliens. We negotiate LGBTQI benefits for the Balkans. I mean, the stuff, the gender mutilation is just insane. But let's have that conversation. But to do it in the context of you better give us what we want or we're going to keep the government shut down, when now we have this cliff on Saturday where you're talking about 42 million Americans who will no longer have access. The lines at the food banks are already lined up. Talked to a Nevada food bank today. They are already out of their supply for the month. I mean, it is really, really, really important that we get this government open, and the Democrats have got to come to the table and get it done.
They seem to think this leverage, the potential expiration of SNAP, is something that would actually make Republicans pay, make Republicans cave.
Yeah, it's very rich that those that are keeping the government shut down think that they have the power to make this happen under the guise of their radical left ideology and plans that no one in America thinks is a good idea. What I find also particularly rich, that, by the way, the SNAP benefits are about to end on Saturday. We don't have the funding to cover them. Meanwhile, Chuck Schumer is still getting paid. AOC is still getting paid. The elected congressmen and women are still getting paid. Their security team's not getting paid. The Americans, the 42 million Americans who rely on SNAP, they're not going to get paid starting on Saturday. I mean, this is so incredible that we are at this point in American history and that these people are not opening the government. It's just remarkable.
Okay, I think this is a complicated conversation, one that deserves a lot of time, but I want to talk to you about beef prices.
Sure.
Now, last week, we had Texas Ag Commissioner Sid Miller on the program. He, along with the group that he represents, and some cattle ranchers, they're not happy that the Trump administration is looking to quadruple the import of Argentinian beef. Now, I want to share he had to say to us last Friday that it's a lower quality meat, and I wanted to now share with you as well. Many of you wrote in and you emailed into the Will Cain Show. For example, Darren from Arkansas said, "I've been to Argentina and respectfully disagree with your guest rancher's opinion on Argentinian steaks. They cook them over wood-fired grills, much like the famous Salt Lick barbecue in Texas, and you can cut their fillets with a fork. It's delicious." Several people emailed in to say Argentinian beef is good. Miller, though, said you could import as well from Mexico. Now, here's the deal. I know that there are a lot of domestic ranchers that don't want to import from anywhere, Argentina or Mexico. They want it to be U.S. beef.
That's right.
So do we need to import beef? And those ranchers, and I'm sorry to lay it all on you, but I want to represent this complicated issue and all the POV in it. They point to the meat packers. They say this is the issue. It's not domestic cattle raisers, but meat packagers, the big four.
So a couple of very important points on this. Last week, the president did talk about the importance of getting the price of beef down. secure the border, get the cost of living down, and a lot of other promises. But at the end of the day, he plans to ensure that his promises to the American people in total are finished. So that's where he's coming from. Having said that, he also loves and supports our farmers and ranchers, perhaps more than any president in our living history. Those two goals are not mutually exclusive. When it comes to Argentinian beef in America today, we consume 12 million metric tons of beef per year, and historically, 10 million metric tons we produce ourselves, 2 million we import in. This is not new news. What we're talking about in Argentina is going from 20,000 metric tons of the 12 million total to about 60 or 80,000 metric tons of the 12 million total. Now, what we're talking about in bringing the price of beef down, what's really important is our most vulnerable Americans. The price of ground beef, what they buy at a Walmart or a Costco, comes down so that they can continue to afford to feed their families. What McDonald's, et cetera, serves, they can continue to afford to put out the lower cost meals that they need. But at the end of the day, the herd size in America, supply and demand, is at its lowest size in 75 years.
And it needs to grow.
It's got to grow.
The domestic herds need to grow, but is there something that needs to be done about the processors?
Yes. So to answer that question, 100% yes. When you have 4 major processors, 2 owned by the Brazilians, so half of that is not even American owned, you have a major issue when they are processing 85% of the beef in America. We have to decentralize, deregulate, invest in and incentivize smaller processors. Instead of processing 800 head a day, they could process 800 head a year. And what you do then, you have more locally produced, healthier food where you've got investing in and incentivizing younger and new ranchers.
That's really good stuff. That deserves a longer conversation. I know it's a big deal to farmers and ranchers. It's a big deal to consumers who want lower beef prices as well. So I appreciate you having that conversation.
That's right. Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.